Hello, my name is Hannah and I'm a teacher at Twinkl. Thanks for joining me for daily reading. This is the third in a series of 10 videos where we're reading a story called Jazz Harper, Space Explorer. Every day we're reading a chapter of the story and working on some reading skills. I'm going to be asking you some questions throughout the video, so if you'd like to write your answers down, you'll need a piece of paper, or you could download the activity sheet using the link in the description below. You can print out that activity sheet or type straight onto it. If you've been reading along with me so far, the first thing I'd like you to do is pause the video and write down or discuss with someone what you can remember about the story so far. Well done. In the story so far, we've met a girl called Jazz. Jazz and her mum have left Jazz's gran behind to live on Mars for 5 years. On Mars, the first human colonies are beginning to live and work. On the spacecraft, which will take 4 months to reach Mars, Jazz meets a friend called Elijah and his little sister Ellie Mae. Together, they start to imagine what life on Mars will be like, including school. The book is built like a collection of documents, including news articles, emails, letters, and Jazz's diary. Today, while we're reading, we're going to be looking out for something called informal language. We pick up the story halfway through chapter 2. 20th of August 2060, Earth calendar. Dear Diary, we've been on the ship for 3 months and we've been to the gym every single day. On Earth, our bodies are always doing lots of work to keep us upright against the force of gravity. Since there's practically no gravity in space, our bodies don't have to work as hard. Instead, we have to exercise all the time so that our bones and muscles don't become weak and turn to jelly. Mum says it's not completely true that there is no gravity on the ship. Every object in the universe has its own gravitational field, including humans, treadmills, and even tortillas. So there is a teeny tiny bit of gravity, only it's not enough to stop everything from floating around. It's called microgravity. The gym has treadmills and exercise bikes and weights that you can move with your arms and legs. The treadmills are my favourite. To use them, we have to strap ourselves in, otherwise we bounce off it and go flying across the room. Elijah and I tried it once, but we bounced too hard and hit our heads on the wall, which hurt a lot. Now we always use the straps like we're supposed to. Safety first. I hold the current record for quickest running time out of the two of us, but Elijah's better at cycling. I'd beat you in a bike race any day, he told me. That's no good on Mars, is it? When the aliens are chasing after us, we're not exactly going to find getaway bikes just lying around, are we? That got us thinking about what alien bicycles would look like. Would they have lots of pedals for the Martians' many tentacles? Would they have handlebars or steering wheels or lots of levers? Would they have bells that go ding or sing songs or chime at a frequency beyond the reach of human hearing? Let's stop there and talk about informal language. What do you think informal language might be? Have you heard of formal language? Informal language is chatty language, which isn't trying to sound posh or impress anyone. It might sound a lot like how people speak to their friends. Jazz's diary is written informally. Why do you think this is? Pause the video and write down why you think Jazz is using informal language. Well done. People write informally if they're talking to a friend, or, in this case, themselves. Jazz expects that no one but her, or maybe her friends, will read this diary. Most diaries are written as though the writer is chatting to someone, and Jazz even starts her diaries with, Dear Diary. There are lots of ways that you can make your writing sound informal. I'd like you to have a look at this paragraph, the one in brackets, and see if you can write down 2 ways in which the writer has made this sound informal. Pause the video now and write down what you think. Ready? Okay. You might have said some of these things. Jazz says the word mum. If Jazz was writing formally, she might have said my mother. But instead, she uses the nickname mum. Jazz also uses the word it's. If Jazz was writing formally, she might have said it is. But instead, she's used an apostrophe to say it's. Jazz also uses this punctuation mark, a dash. The author uses this to show that Jazz's thoughts are getting sidetracked and she can't concentrate on what she's writing. She also uses conversational, not standard words like teeny tiny, a teeny tiny bit of gravity. Generally, Jazz writes just like she speaks. You might also have noticed that the whole paragraph is in brackets because Jazz got sidetracked from her main story and wanted to tell you about something that's just occurred to her. Let's turn over. On this page, Jazz has written a word in capital letters, L-O-T, lot. Why do you think this is? Pause the video and write down what you think. Well done. As we know, Jazz is writing in the way that she would speak, and she's a very dramatic person, and she wants to tell the reader exactly how much this hurt. It hurt a lot. Let's keep reading. The spacecraft also has an awesome entertainment suite known as the Fun Zone. It is completely epic. It has these egg-shaped squashy seats and electronic tablets where you can read any book in the universe. Then there are giant screens with TV shows and games. My favourite game is called Galaxy Racers, where you race spaceships along winding racetracks on dangerous planets, trying to avoid slime monsters and flying space pizza. Sometimes we let Ellie Mae join in, and sometimes I let her win on purpose because she's only 5. Another cool game is Alien Task Force, where you build up a squad of highly skilled aliens to go on missions to alien worlds. The missions mainly involve rescuing prisoners and investigating alien plants and animals by dodging guards and causing diversions. I'm best at Galaxy Racers, by far, but Elijah is completely amazing at Alien Task Force. He can bend his mind in ways that would confuse even Albert Einstein. I asked Mum if we could help her on her mission to find alien life, since we're so good at flying through space and rescuing alien life forms. She just raised one eyebrow and said, "We'll see." I think that means yes. The best game of all, though, is not even in the Fun Zone. It is a game that I invented myself at lunch today. It is called the No Hands Eating Contest. This is how it works. First, you get a tortilla and put it in the air in front of you. It just floats there because there's almost no gravity to make it fall down. We eat a lot of tortillas because they last for a long time, they're not as crumbly as bread, and they're a bit like an edible plate. They're kept in special packets, which means that they can last for 18 months before they go off. Then you open a packet of rice and spread it on the tortilla. You might think that the rice would fall off, but it just sticks because of the microgravity thing. Next, you add delicious things like peas, spicy beans, or chicken curry, which come in special foil packets from Earth. Finally, you fold the tortilla up and spin it around in the air. This bit's really weird because it looks like all the food is going to slide off your tortilla when it goes upside down, but it doesn't. Once it's ready, you float in the air like a shark with your mouth open and say, 1, 2, 3, go. Then you have to eat your tortilla without ever using your hands. If little bits escape, you have to swim over and snap them up before they hit the walls. It's the most fun. The first time we tried it, Elijah couldn't eat his whole tortilla without getting food all over his face, and then I was laughing too hard to finish eating mine. Ellie Mae tried to join in, only she forgot about the no hands rule straight away, which meant that she was instantly disqualified, since not using your hands is the only rule. Then again, she's only 5. We're going to do an experiment to see which is the easiest food to eat in space with no hands. Elijah thinks chocolate brownies, but I think chicken strips. Whatever it is, I'm sure that Elijah will end up with it all over his face. That's the end of Chapter 2. Chapter 3 has 2 emails at the beginning. Between this video and the next one, read the emails yourself. There are more questions and activities that you can do after this video. Just click the link in the description below to download the activity pack. Join me next time for Chapter 3, where we'll be looking for pronouns in the text. See you then.